Dead by Daylight is a weird game. In my hero shooter video, I described it as a hero shooter with customizations, and that's kind of what it is. This weird middle ground between hero and class shooters that isn't even a shooter, but rather a team survival asim horror game with occasional shooting elements. I think that's why so many people, including me, think it's survival-sided or just unfair and unfun. It's a mix of contrasting themes that require different things to be a good game. Nonetheless, they still have some problems no matter how good of background footage they make. But before that, two things. First of all, don't harass the devs. They're stupid, but it's my job to say that and not yours. Don't steal my job. Second of all, I'm going to try to hit 100 subs before my 100th video, so if you enjoy this, why not help me reach that goal? So I don't feel like explaining what Dead by Daylight is. You're just going to have to piece it together yourself. One of the biggest problems I have with the game is the fact that they have so many killers that some of them have similar, if not the same, movesets. The guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a direct copy of the Hillbilly, the Demogorgon is a worse version of the Hag, and the animatronic is just the Oniro with extra steps. If you thought Survivors were unoriginal, wait until you realize that the Legion is just a worse version of the Shape. None of you guys know who these guys are, do you? Anyways, my point still stands. These are incredibly similar to or direct copies of other killers, and the only real difference is the stats or the abilities if they just have matching passives. Oh, and remember how I mentioned that Survivors are unoriginal? All of them can use the same gear, offerings, and add-ons as every other Survivor. If I haven't made it clear enough, Dead by Daylight recycles ideas. I mean, where did you think Forsaken got it from? It's not terrible, though. There are a lot of characters in the game. A lot of the killers are DLC. Some of the DLC killers can't even be obtained with the in-game currency made to obtain DLC killers for free. Only money. And if you want to buy that premium edition, it'll run you about $250, give or take. I don't know, but my point is, most people will not get all of these guys in a quick enough succession to have, notice the differences. And even if they do, they'll probably find a character they like best and main them. It just bugs me. I mean, I know that they want to give streamers more clickbait and they want to make that premium edition as expensive as possible, but this entire issue could just be resolved if they took more time. They have a ton of DLC, all costing $10 each. I think they can take a break for a while or just focus on maps. It won't hurt anyone other than clickbait YouTubers who need to have something new each video, but I don't think anyone does that with DBD. On to the next problem. This game is horribly Survivor-sided. This is going to be a quick section, or at least faster than the last one, as this is very open and shut, but it still needs to be said. This game has a big problem with looping, and it's mostly due to pallets and ledges, as survivors can mantle and cross pallets much faster. Plus, if a killer gets too close to one, they could get stunned. Due to this fact, killers, especially ones without ranged abilities, need to play extremely carefully around pallets and really anywhere. There might be one nearby. Plus, survivors can make you drop other survivors by blinding you with a flashlight. A quick side note, Grammarly wanted me to change that to, additionally, survivors can blind you with a flashlight, causing you to drop other survivors. That's the fanciest way to say you can get flashbanged in a game where you're supposed to be practically unstoppable. Might as well add in a snooty laugh. There's also the fact that just the way survivors play is also unfair. I mean, think of it like this. You're one guy and you need to land 2 hits to down someone, and then you need to drag him all the way over to a hook. Meanwhile, as I've already mentioned, someone can drop a pallet on you and stun you and knock the player out of your hands, or they can just hit you with a flashlight, plus that player that you're carrying can wiggle out. On top of that, after you hook them, you need to hook them at the least no more times, but that's probably not going to be the case. You're probably going to have to hook them the full 3 times, and if they get healed in between that, which they likely will if people are playing the game reasonably, you're gonna need to get like 6 hits to down a single player permanently, and then you got 4 more. And albeit, yeah, it gets harder to play as a survivor the less survivors there are, but not by that much for the first death. The second death is where it really, really hits you, and then the third death isn't really that big, because you were already pretty much surviving on your own, and now you have the hatch. Okay, so why did I say it's better than Forsaken? Well, it's because Forsaken has these problems tenfold. That's it. They copy their own abilities, even though they have a lot less killers, and even less survivors than Dead by Daylight. They're even less original, and no matter how many times they get called out for it, they keep recycling Cool Kid and turning him into different iterations of Cool Kid. I mean, like, one of the biggest memes into the community is just how they keep turning Cool Kid into different variations of Cool Kid. And if you've ever played this game, like, to the point where another killer gets added, you will definitely see some of those memes. Plus, they have no care in balancing survivors. They just throw stuff at the wall, see what people like, see what people are complaining about, nerf the stuff people are complaining about. Oh wait, that was a big part of the character, now the character is incredibly underpowered. Let's buff the thing that never needed to be buffed in the first place and actually needed to be nerfed. Then they just fire random people for dumb reasons. Like, they fired one of the most popular composers because they, Forsaken, had made the mistake of hiring too many composers. And I guess this guy just got put on the chopping block. And then, of course, there's the fact that absolutely everything needs to revolve around one specific guy, who I'm not going to mention the name of, who I think everyone knows who he is, but still, this guy got kicked off the game. He still gets profits from the game, and now he is supposedly allowed to talk to the developers as long as he's not influencing the game. I mean, to be fair, they're a Roblox dev team. They don't need to worry about PR management or good graphics or good sound quality or good music nearly as much as a AAA studio or dub. I don't know if Dead by Daylight Studio, I forgot what they're called, is AA or AAA, but they're definitely not indie. In conclusion, Dead by Daylight is a really, 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 really flawed game, and the only reason I referenced Forsaken in this is A, I wanted to put the game down because it honestly just isn't very fun anymore, and B, it's a good comparison. So, yeah, don't harass the devs again, and I just want to say thanks for watching. I did put a little bit more effort into this video than I usually would, even though I quite literally just ended recording at this point, but still, point still stands.